types of core values and how to effectively implement them, especially in our workplaces. I'll be diving right with you after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome on Global TV. Like I said before we went on a break, we'll be talking on core values today. Core values are personal ethics or ideas that guide you when making decisions, building relationships, and solving problems. The fundamental beliefs and principles that guide our behavior and decision making. They help define who we are and what we stand for. They serve as a compass to help navigate through life's challenges. We'll be diving right now into the types of core values, and number one, we'll be beginning with integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is one of the fundamental values that any organization seeks in an employee. The core value to integrity are honesty and trust. Those are the closest to integrity. Integrity can be defined as the quality of possessing and adhering to high moral principles or professional standards. Valuing integrity in the workplace means that you strive to do the right thing, even when you think no one is looking. You know, majority of the people feel like integrity is, I need to put on the coat of integrity just when people are looking or when people are around me or when there are cameras around and all of that. But that is not even what integrity is all about. Before you can tag someone as, oh, this person has integrity, is when the person does something that nobody at all is around to even see what you're doing. One of the characteristics or part of characteristics of integrity is to communicate honestly and openly. Like I said, we'll be talking especially, in our workplace, our offices. Honest people exemplify the highest level of integrity in the workplace. Sincerity promotes candid exchange between supervisors, employees, and peers. When people in a company can communicate and work together effectively, everyone benefits. Workers benefit themselves and their employers when they are open about areas of their work that requires improvement. From the workforce perspective, employers that are honest about implementing new rules and other organizational shifts are more reliable. So when it comes to workplace integrity, when we're talking about integrity, we are not even just referring to just the employees, because most people feel like, okay, because integrity is just for the employees alone or people underneath the management, board management and all of that. But integrity is, when we talk about integrity, we're talking about, especially in a workplace, we're talking about the whole of the staffs, from the head to the list of the person working in that environment. We have lots of people that when they have an idea to, boost a company, boost an organization, school or whatever, they feel it's better to just keep it to themselves, or it's best not to just air their view. They're not honest about their words, they're not honest about their communication. They feel it's even best to maybe talk at the back of the management, or talk at the back of their staff. So maybe just pick one of the person and just lambast the company or lambast the work and feel like, okay, I'm not in the best position to talk. If the management or the teams cannot figure out this particular problem, then let it be like that. That is totally wrong. As a staff of any organization, any company, you should be able to foster reasonable communications that would help to build up that organization. You should be able to foster educative communications, or communications, just like I said, that would help to build up that organization. And this is not just only to the employees, it's also to the employers. We have lots of employers that feel like, okay, I'm an employer, I owe nobody integrity, I owe nobody communication or honesty, I just have to do my thing myself, I don't need to relate to my staff the way on a ground level and all of that. And that is totally wrong. That is very, very unreasonable, especially in a workplace. Integrity doesn't look at class, it doesn't look at position, it doesn't look at, all of that. As an employer, integrity should even come from you so that the employees and those beneath you can be able to see what you are doing and emulate your character and all of that. So it should come directly from the employer rather. You should not ask for integrity or honesty or good communication from your employee when yourself you're not up to the task, you're not doing what you need to do. You understand? Integrity needs to come from you so you can be emulated. You are a leader, you lead your staff members, you lead your management team and all of that. So it needs to come from you so that others can see and follow. Just like a pack of wolves, obviously, if the leader does not pave a way or the way for the other wolves to follow, they will just sit back, just like if he doesn't move, they definitely would not move. So every criteria or every character or every quality, every attribute you feel like you want in your employees, it should first come from you so that by the time you want to have like a meeting or whatever to talk to them about core values, you can be able to, you can be able to pour out your mind and speak from experience and not speaking from because you read a book or something or all of that. So please and please, it should come from you first. Secondly, another characteristics of integrity is to, take responsibilities of your action, either good or bad. If you have integrity, it means you are accountable for your action, even when you miss the mark. It's easy to take ownership when you do something well. However, integrity really comes to play when you face failure. If you want to live with integrity and grow personally, you must learn to admit when you make a mistake and then choose to learn from it. This is one of the things that lots of people battle with. Lots of people battle with. You just feel like they don't want to own up to their mistake. I'm not like categorically saying everybody do not want to own up to their mistake, but we have a quite number of persons, of people that do not want to own up to their mistake. You just feel like, okay, if I do something good, then I deserve the medal, I deserve the, they deserve to applaud me, they deserve to tell me that I did well and all of that. But when you make a mistake, are you also that, courageous enough to say, I made that mistake and I own up to my mistake? That is part of integrity. Not only when the good, you do the good thing or you do the good work, you were able to finish the project or whatever, anything around just the good lane, and you stand up and say, yes, I'm a person of integrity, I need to be applauded and all of that. When you do the wrong thing, when you do the mistake and people tell you, or your staff or even when it comes to even the employers, it's easy for the employees, the staffs to relate to it with each other and tell themselves that, okay, you did something wrong, you didn't do this correctly, can you own up to it? It's easier to, relate to each other because they are mainly on the same level. But when it comes to the employer, can you also own up to your mistake when a staff walks up to you and tells you, okay, boss, this is what you did that is not correct, or boss, this is what you did that is totally wrong, and please, can you own up to you? Do you have the courage enough to own up to it? Or you are that kind of person that you like to stand your ground and you like to take the glorification when it comes to, the good part of it? Most of the employers, they even prefer to take glorifications of the good works of their staff. That is totally wrong. That is not an example of someone that has integrity. We need to be able to stand up, and own up to our mistakes. Owning up to your mistake doesn't make you feel weak, doesn't make you feel less of who you, doesn't make you a mediocre or whatever. It makes you a person of integrity. Just like I said, showing that you have integrity because people are around doesn't really define you as a person of integrity. Rather, when you do things when people are not there, for example, you are supposed, let's make an example of probably you're working in maybe just a pure water company, let's use that for an example, and probably there are some machines that need to be switched off after work and all of that, and probably you're not even the person in the position to do that, but maybe in an instance, probably you stayed late, and the person that was supposed to do that left. Would you really come out to say, okay, let me just do this? I have integrity. Let me just switch off all the machines and let me don't even, pick, because some people, when they are left alone in a space where nobody is watching, the first thing that comes to their mind is just to pick one or two things they are not supposed to pick, or just to leave the place and feel like, okay, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not in a position to do this, so why should I do this and all of that. Are you that kind of person? Because if you are, then I'm very sorry to, break it to you that you are not a person of integrity. We are only called a person of integrity if you do, when people are you, when you're able to own up to your bad, when you're able to own up to your mistakes, that is when you are called, or that is when you should be called a person of integrity. And also, you are not even in the best position to tell yourself, I am a person of integrity. Yes, it is good to know that this is my core value. This is something that I love to do. This is part of the core values I want to inculcate in my life. But it doesn't mean that you go about, announcing that I'm a person of integrity or whatever. It is somebody that will see what you've been doing, someone that will observe what you've been doing, to be able to say, okay, this person is a person of integrity. Next, we see another characteristics of integrity. Be cautious during conflicts and respect people's opinion. Be cautious during conflict and respect people's opinion. Being a person of integrity requires not only that you defend your thoughts and points of view, but also that you refrain from speaking adversely about other people and from using unprofessional language when you find yourself in disagreement with another person. It is important to take time to understand their perspective thoughtfully and to reply cautiously. Also, acknowledge the validity of other people's viewpoints, even if you disagree with them. It doesn't matter how amazing of a workplace you have, there will always definitely be instances when you do not agree with a co-worker. Even yet, it's crucial to treat the other person with dignity and consideration and listen carefully to what they have to say. We have people in different spheres of work and all of that. They do not know how to emotionally, they don't have emotional intelligence. Lots and lots of people. You can see them quiet and, all calm and everything. But when just a little conflict arises, they don't know how to converse. They don't know how to, they don't know how to dialogue when it comes to conflict. They don't know how to settle with dialogues and all of that. They prefer to throw abusive words. That is not what a person of integrity is supposed to do. That is totally wrong when it comes to core values, especially in the workplace. You need to know how to control your emotions. I was speaking to a friend one day that had she had a misunderstanding with another friend, and the friend, it wasn't something serious, but because one was not really strong when it comes to emotional intelligence, she started throwing abuses. Because most of these people that are not very emotionally intelligent, they try to shield themselves by throwing abusive words, feeling like if they should throw those abusive words or label you with abusive words, you just have to back down and just let them just do their thing. But it is very unreasonable, very unreasonable. It's not even something that should be found in your personal life, not to talk on your workspace. It is something that is very not acceptable in the society, especially in your workplace. You need to know how to converse. The thing is, you cannot escape conflict. That is it. Because we are from different places, different states, different whatever, different upbringing, different backgrounds and whatever. You cannot say, I can live with this person without any quarrel, whatever. It is not true. Because even siblings fight, parents fight, friends fight, not to talk of people in your workplace, your colleagues that you are not even, most of them, you are not that close to them, if not work that put you guys in the same space, you would definitely have nothing to do with that individual. So definitely you would definitely have conflicts with people at your workplace. Now it's left for you to decide how to manage that conflict. It is best for you now to decide how to manage that conflict. And I can tell you that raining abusive word, it is totally wrong. It is the wrongest form of settling any conflict, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It doesn't work. If you can't walk away when you feel like you're feeling terrible, you feel like replying, if you can't walk away, then it's best you keep silent. If you can't keep silent, then there's something that I was told when I was growing up, that in order to know how to, balance your emotions and all of that, when you're having conflict, sorry, you need to you need to do this. Let me explain how it is. Now, the person that told me then told me that if there's someone that is hurting your feeling by saying something terrible, there's this urge always to reply. There's this huge urge always to reply, but by the time you hold yourself and not reply, that is when you can be tagged as a person of integrity, one, and also a very mature person. Like we say, maturity doesn't come with age. It doesn't come, sometimes it comes with experience, but not always. It doesn't come always with experience, you understand? So the person told me that you'd try your best to like count 1 to 30 in your mind while the other person is still bashing and saying all sorts of nonsense. You just hold your breath, or rather, you just, in your mind, you could close your eyes or whatever and count 1 to 30. Now, this technique has been tried, and it has perfectly worked for some set of people or some set of persons, because while you are doing that counting, you are definitely not replying to the person that is bashing you or saying whatever word, because you are concentrating on the numbers that you are counting in your head. But by the time you count 1 to 30, there is, except the person speaking to you is not saying. You understand? The second person speaking to you is not saying. There is nobody that will keep bashing you with words or saying annoying things while you are keeping quiet and will still be, striving and still be going, still be pushing and pushing. No, no, no. I don't know if there are people like that. Like I said, it's only people that are not saying that will do that kind of thing. So if you can try that technique, especially for you that you are trying to build, emotional intelligence, if you can try that technique, I can assure you that it has worked. Now, I can't tell you if it worked for everybody that has tried it, but I can tell you that it has worked for some persons. Also, try and get the emotional intelligence book. If you cannot get the hard copy, you can get the soft copy, or you just go and browse how to, emotional intelligence and all of that. They are online. You go and browse on it. Because I remember when I was in school then, I did a course on emotional intelligence. You just need to go and read that book, and it will help you. And also, as many persons that feel like they don't just want to accept other people's opinion, it is totally wrong. It doesn't speak well of you. There are people that feel like I just can't. If it's not my opinion, if it's not my point of view that stands, then no one else own will stand, and that is totally wrong. It doesn't show you. It doesn't speak well of you as a person of integrity. You need to be able to take in people's opinion also. You mustn't necessarily, accept it, but you mustn't also fight and, make it in such a way that yours must be the one that will stand, that will lead. It doesn't, it's terrible. Like I said earlier, there are different people in this, your workplace or wherever you are, there are different people. So definitely your ideology is definitely different from theirs. It is not the same. You pushing your own opinion, pushing your own idea, pushing your own point of view on others, but not wanting to accept theirs, it is totally wrong, and it's not acceptable in a workplace. Even if people back down and just let you do your thing, I can assure you that it doesn't speak well of you. You begin to see that people they will try to avoid you to have any, they will not want to have any reasonable, conversation with you, because they know that no matter what, you would want your own point of view to stand. So please, if you want to end the quote of an person with integrity, sorry, then you need to take the steps and take them to heart, and you need to consistently, and deliberately work with these characteristics. We'll be going on a short break now, and when we'll come back, we'll dive right into the rest of the types of core values we have with us on today's studio. Welcome back and welcome back once again. So we recently just discussed honesty and understanding people's point of view and all of that. Next we are going to respect. We just finished discussing integrity, and now we are moving to respect. So respect also is one of the core values that we need to have as person working in a wherever in your workspace and whatever. Respect is a consideration and appreciation towards something or someone. This assessment implies, in turn, an attitude or behavior. It can be directed both at inanimate objects or at concepts or people. Respect is one of the most important traits in the workplace because it creates a positive work culture for you and the team to accomplish goals together. A respectful attitude should be the standard in any workplace, regardless of personal feelings. The traits of a respected person. Number one, we have self-respect. Being good to yourself and not putting yourself down, taking care of yourself. A lot of people, they crave respect, especially in this our African society. We crave respect a lot, but there are actually steps to respect. Nobody is born to be respected. A lot of Africans will tell you age is something, is a factor that as I'm aging, then definitely those coming below me needs to respect me. It is understandable. Now, what of if you come to a situation when you are working with someone that is way younger than you, someone you can even bet? What would you say? Because both of you are in the same workspace, so in as much as you are older than that person and maybe experiences you are older than that person, you are in the same workspace, so that makes you equal in workspace. So what are the what steps are we going to take now for people to respect? Number one, you have to respect yourself. Self-respect. If you put yourself down, you don't take good care of yourself, you don't give yourself the respect you deserve, definitely nobody is going to give you that respect, because everything starts with you first. You have to give yourself the respect. You earn the respect by respecting yourself. Some people just feel like, I'm just me. I don't need to. I'm just me. And you make people bash you with words. Younger people say things you're not supposed to say to you, and you just take everything as, well, it's fine. It doesn't work that way. You have to give yourself respect. There should be boundaries. As a human, there should be boundaries, especially in your workplace. There should be boundaries, because trust me, human beings are very, very funny. If they should cross that boundary, then definitely you experience the highest level of disrespect that you can never imagine. Next is respect. The way you want to be treated. There are lots of people that respect themselves. I'm a boss, I'm older, I'm more experienced and all of that, and they just feel like, I can just do what I want to do. I don't need to respect. This one is younger than me. Why should I respect him? Why should I respect her? She's not up to my level. Management team, I'm the boss, I'm the head and all of that. But like they said, the word that is very popular, respect is word reciprocal. If you do not give respect to people, there's a very thin line between respect and maybe fear. Like, you could have your staff scared of you because they do not want to lose their job, or you could have your staff scared of you because they know that you are going to reduce their salary if they should, disobey you in some kind of way. But fear is not respect, because after that workplace, when you get to meet that person in another place that you are not the leader of that person, you might be shocked at the way this person is going to react to you. Next is politeness. Politeness is the practical application of good manners so as not to offend others. It's about approaching others with a certain perspective, and that's one in which people are careful to let people know you appreciate them, behaving in a way that is socially correct and shows an understanding of care for people. Respect, like I said, politeness is almost close to respecting others or treating others the way you want them to treat you. As a person of integrity, or rather as a person that wants to inculcate the core values in yourself, you need to know how to be polite. You don't go around being rude and being bossy, being mean to people, and you expect that they need to respect you. No, people would not respect you that way, because people love to be treated in a certain way, and obviously nobody loves to be treated in a bad way. People love people that respect them. Also, people love people that would treat them nice and all of that. So you need to learn how to politely approach people. It might not even be in your workplace alone. It might be in your personal life, even with your kids. We have lots of parents, African parents, that feel like, okay, because I am a parent, I don't need to be polite to my kids. And you keep doing that and doing that. Before you know, that kid will see what you're doing and, you know, go and replicate what you've been doing to him or her and replicate it outside. And might not get a very good, might not get a good response or a good treatment from whoever the person, that kid displays the character to. So as parents, we it's an effort you need to make to be polite to your kids. And also in your workplace, you need to be polite to everybody, even to the lowest. Some people feel like, okay, because this person is in this position, a very low position, why do I have to be polite to the person? But that is not how it should be. Every single person from the highest to the lowest should be respected and should be spoken to in a polite manner. So this is where we'll be wrapping up today's episode on Rendezvous. I hope you enjoyed this section and I hope you were able to gain one or two insights from today's topic on core values. Thank you for joining us on today's episode on Rendezvous on Global TV. I hope you gained some new insight, just like I said. And remember, you're always welcome to tune in again and again anytime. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Sharon Ajay. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.